Hello friends, welcome to Buddhist meditation. Let us begin by choosing a quiet place, sitting cross-legged comfortably, keeping a spine straight, shoulders relaxed, palms facing upward, eyes gently closed, and relaxing with love and forgiveness for our own body and mind, as well as for everyone and everything around us. At first, if habitual thoughts still distract you, focus your attentions on the breath. It is this concentration on the breath that is the source of mind's activity and human's life itself. When you are able to regulate your breath, that is also the moment you forget all the stressful thoughts. Feel each breath in and out. As the breath enters through your nose, you can feel the change in air rising to the brain, expanding the lungs, then moving down to the abdomen. After a few seconds, hold it gently without forcing, and then exhale softly. At this point, the air exits through the nose, the abdomen flattens, and hold it there for a few seconds. When you focus on your breath and your body, it is the moment your mind awakens, because it is present only here, only now. With this body and mind, each heartbeat, each breath, and each sensation as you sit quietly, here is the perfect experience of presence in the present moment. Even when thoughts pass through, you are still within the awareness of necessary mindfulness. Previously, you received thoughts passively, but now, through breathing, you observe the recognize more clearly and in more detail. Forgiveness is the beginning of compassion and letting go. You forgive and release regrets and remorse from the past for what you've done to others or mistakes you've made. You forgive those who have harmed or caused loss to you. You also hope they forgive the things you done wrong to them. When forgiveness is large enough, empathy and broad compassion will arise. Only when sitting here in quietness do those images emerge, and you will need to face and resolve them by one. If resolution is not thorough, those images and emotions will keep returning, whether you're aware or unaware. Our ego habits that led to repeated mistakes in the past make it harder to change and let go in the next instance. It is forgiveness, love, and compassion that help you let go more easily. Your sitting in the meditations now is an opportunity to recognize all the roots, causes, and how to transform and heal them. The silence during meditation nurtures deeper awareness because you consistently pay attention to it. In silence, you can more easily observe how emotions come and go, compared to when your mind is chaotic and lacks focus on body and mind. When you practice something many times, your skill become high and you feel the process well from beginning to end. For example, daily activities like eating, drinking tea, or fast-paced actions, if done mindfully and repeatedly, you will feel them much more clearly. thanks to meditation. First, you recognize and correct actions more easily into good ones. You can cultivate compassion so the mind becomes more peaceful and pleasant. Planting requires daily care so the tree of compassion and the tree of love can grow. The difficulty is that the forest of your consciousness, there are already many large trees of old habits overshadowing the young trees of compassion you just planted. This big tree of old habits assault you and make you forget the presence of the new sprout of compassion, causing it to easily wither. If you diligently water and nurture the seed of compassion and stay away from the old habits as much as possible, the compassion within you will grow until one day it surpasses those old trees and becomes. At that point, you can easily let go old karmas and gradually become a more virtuous person. If you haven't achieved that yet, perhaps your persistence and effort in practice haven't been enough. Don't worry, just fall and get back up. Keep practicing and one day you will succeed. If you have already succeeded, know that it will still take time to be tested because in that forest there are still countless large, ugly trees and passing through them is natural. Just walk gently without worry. Trees such as pleasures, angers, and ignorance whose roots have deeply embedded into your consciousness make your ego and old habits very hard to change. When you meditate with focus and clear awareness, you will gradually recognize on this. But with compassion and understanding, you will let go of negative concepts and step gradually toward the light of awakening. To achieve what you are seeking requires real practice through feeling and acting, through thoughts and through actions. Meditation guides you to focus, to realize truth, and you can practice that awareness during meditation. Do not force yourself into any rigid form. Instead, gently allow images of compassion, understanding, and forgiveness to appear in your thoughts. Receive them gently as well while observing the in-breath and out-breath along with the corresponding emotion. Think about compassionate and loving actions that enlightened beings have done, so you have learned and emulate them. Gently direct your thoughts toward forgiving and compassionate actions that you wish to do without forcing. It is surprising that when you focus on compassion and forgiveness, your will and subconscious will also align, and both your thoughts and actions will gradually change. First, the heavy thoughts of greed and anger will lessen because you think about them less. Later, thanks to continuous reminders through thoughts and actions, your habit will change for the better. Continuous meditation keeps you focused and oriented toward peaceful things, making it easier to let go of binding habits. However, if you still cannot immediately attain compassion or empathy, you need more patience because you have just planted the seed and need time to grow the tree of peace. You will need time, that is certain. Patience in waiting also help reduce negative pressures from the past. However, if you suppress too much, the tree of compassion will also struggle to grow because it requires both time and positive nurturing. As long as you believe that you deserve peace and compassion, even if the results are not yet significant, and patiently wait for the tree of compassion to grow bigger, you will later reap and the fruit. When your consciousness and actions frequently dwell in a state of loving kindness, you will naturally choose more loving responses. Even if external influences try to pull you back into ego-driven, habitual choices, you will remain determined to follow the path to compassion and love. Every thought and action you make now will shape the habit of your future, and you have the power to choose right in this moment. Meditation has calmed your mind, helping you choose the right path and more positive emotion. Challenges may become harder and more intense, but once you are determined, you will stand stronger than before. Because meditation helps you clearly see the path you need to take. Have you been practicing for a long time but still haven't seen results? Don't worry, because getting up and continuing forward is the best way. Just like when you first learn to walk, falling is normal, but the important thing is to patiently keep getting back up. When you're under pressures or feeling angry, the first thing is not to jerk, because during intense emotions it's easy to make regrettable mistakes. Step outside yourself as if you're observing another person and simply watch, smiling with love toward yourself and those around you. Each time you write, speak, or act, your mind begins to function in accordance with those thoughts. And when those thoughts move into actions, they get stored as familiar patterns in your subconscious. After repeating them many times, they become part of your ego's habitual nature. When you think and act this way, you naturally emitting a certain frequency, and unsurprisingly, you also attract similar frequencies back to you. The space around you begins to brighten, filling with love everywhere. Meditation is the first step that leads you in that world of loving kindness, helping you gradually blend with both the inner and outer worlds. Step by step, you transmission from the human world both its beauty and flaws to all beings, animals, and plants, near and far. You may not be able to merge into it right away, but time will bring transformations. If you continue heading toward the positive, you must practice repeatedly, gently, and with subtle awareness in familiar situations. Only then will it be truly effective. Sometimes you may only touch that peaceful state for the brief moment, but even that is enough to bring joy. And when those peaceful moments become to last longer through each practice, you will gradually feel for everything. Through meditations, observing the breath blending inside and outside, your intentions gradually improve because your thoughts, your actions arise from those daily patterns. Let yourselves feel as thought you're doing something full of love for your loved ones, for every living thing, even for the trees around you. Let a tender, affectionate feeling arise within you, accompanied by a gentle smile and a deep breath. There will be times when even thought we have good intentions, we still make mistakes start again. This is a long journey that we all must go through, with stumbles along the way. Do it again, and again. You will gradually become better. Inhale, gently flow the breath as it flows through your nose. Feel your chest and reach down to your belly. Exhale, feel the breath leaving through your nose and notice your belly softening and sinking. Reminding yourself to focus on the breath is essential when you are still new to practice, so receive it joyfully. When love and compassion overflow, that is when you can let go of many things, even hatred and anger. The gentle, soothing breath brings you back to the peaceful familiarity you deserve, instead of chasing wild, restless thoughts. Remember, if you're not yet fully mindful, the first step is to immediately distance yourself from any images that cause confusion and replace them with love. If needed, find a new space where those old images cannot appear and distract you, at least until you become more stable in your practice. Since the session has been long, I'll see you in the next video. The journey in the game of the breath will become more and more fascinating if you truly cherish it. This habit also holds the key to unlocking every gateway to explore both body and mind. The upcoming session will be increasingly engaging, so stay tuned and continue practicing with me in this video and the following videos. If you have any additional thoughts, feel free to leave a comment below. Please click subscribe, like, and share with others if you find videos interesting and helpful.